Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland. Tech Thursday. Tech Thursday. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I am, as always. I always need to check to make sure that, we're actually, there's actually audio. Audio is important. Yep, there we go. Cool. And I like to just make sure about these things because, yesterday, the audio, for whatever reason, didn't want to work properly on my headphones. Now, here's a strange thing. This is what's so bizarre about electronics. So I have my in-ears, and if anybody knows or doesn't know, I use the Shure SE 535s. And I've always loved them. They're great headphones. Haven't really had a need to actually update them or do anything of the sort. I do have one ear basically. Where are they at? I put them somewhere. One ear I stepped on when I was DJing at a nightclub once. I had taken them off because I was done with the event, and I thought I threw them in my bag, but I had thrown them in my bag, but kind of to the side of my bag. So I went to step to go grab my bag, and I stepped on one of the earpieces. So I got to replace that, which isn't that big of a deal. I think they only charge like $100 to replace the earpiece, and it's not like they were cheap. I mean, when I bought them, they were probably $600-700 at the time. But I haven't. But here's the funny thing. And where is my overlay? Can't have a show without an overlay. There we go. So here is the issue. So yesterday I had them in and I couldn't hear anything, but normally, depending on what day it is, or if you're watching the show because I'm using StreamYards, sometimes thank you, darling. Breakfast of Champions. Sometimes. Do you want something else? No, this is fine. Thank you. Sometimes they're not headphones, queso. They're in-ear monitors. There is a distinct difference between headphones and in-ear monitors. I use my in-ear monitors not only for DJing, but also for recording, studio work, because they are very, very good. The clarity is amazing. Never had an issue with them. They sound great. And they're noise isolating, obviously. So I had them in my ear, not thinking anything of it. And they wouldn't work. Here's the odd thing. So I went and plugged them into the computer directly because the computer's a little far from me. So I have this extension right here. Like so. And I just plug it into the extension. Why is my phone ringing already? Clients are nonstop right now. So I have this extension. I just take my in-ear, plug it into the extension, problem solved. Yesterday would not work. No matter how much I tried. Could not get it to work. Plugged it directly into the thing, wouldn't work. Put these in, they work. Now here's the funny thing about it. I plugged my in-ears into the mixer. They worked. For whatever reason, they just did not want to work in the computer. So I think I might have a bad, I think the cable might be going bad is the only thing I can think of. And it's just some weird, connection issue. Because it's definitely a connection issue. Okay. Now, one thing I need to do, because it's getting a little warm in here. We're moving into May. So, generating a lot of heat. And that is I got to turn my fan on. My fan is not turning on. So today is Tech Thursday. You guys know what you need to do. You need to put a hashtag ask in front of everything. So this is what you need to do right here. Yeah, so let's do a little room check. And forgive me, I have not eaten this morning, so I need to eat. But I'm basic today. Gluten-free bread with a little bit of butter on it. Now I've developed some sort of stomach issue. Not bad, almost like borderline ulcer-ish, maybe. So I've had to restrict my diet over the last couple of days, and for the next 2 weeks. So it's brown rice and turkey and nothing spicy. Spicy's been killing me lately. Spicy, anything acidic, killing me. So I had to back off, clear the system out, and move forward. So I got to eat something. So bread. So you don't have to see me eat. You still see me eat. Okay, so let's do a little room check. Let's see who's in the room right now. We got John P in the building. Where was John P yesterday? Where was John P yesterday? Because John P is the ban king, the mod ban king. That's what he is. Yesterday, I could have used some hardcore banning. Fortunately, Paris came in a little later and was able to make some adjustments, but it got a little heated yesterday. It got a little heated. Now, I actually have to check my bans because I know there are some people that are banned. I don't know how bad they are. I don't know exactly how far it went. But it got bad. So we should probably talk a little bit about that. Just because, it happened. Because I think a lot of people got really, really protective of not me, of Qbert. And I think we had several situations. We had one situation where people didn't know anything that happened last year. We had another situation where people knew what happened last year. And then we had another situation where people knew what happened, but didn't care. Fair enough. You're entitled to think and believe and do whatever you want to do. Got no issues with that. However, there were some things that happened that I felt, and the majority of people that I talked to and discussed, especially when I mentioned that I was going to have Qbert on the show, there was a majority of people, and when I say majority, I mean, like, let's say I told 10 people. 9 people asked me about that. So it was a hot topic. Now, is it a hard topic to talk about? Yes. Can it be uncomfortable? Yes. But did it need to be talked about? Absolutely. And I think even if it's a little bit of a hard swallow for people, I consider myself to be a tech journalist. This is what I do. I get paid to do it, which makes me a professional. And reviews, product reviews, tutorials, all of these things, this is all journalism. People don't want to put the two together, but they are. So when I interview people, when I bring people on, I'm going to talk about the hard topics. And that could be anything. If I'm talking to a woman, I might talk about discrimination amongst female DJs. You know, it's a part of the culture, and you can't talk to a person without talking about everything. If you want to do that, it's not really an interview. It's a puff piece. Nothing but fluff. And that's not what I'm doing. Why would I spend my time doing that? That just seems like a waste of time. You know? I do these interviews because I want to know about people. Because I'm interested. It's not just for you guys. Yes, you guys are coming along for the ride, and I appreciate that. But it has nothing to do with you guys besides, hey, this person seems really cool. I want to get them on the show so you can learn more about them. That's it. But selfishly, this has to do with me. You know, so I think sometimes people get confused at what the show is and what it's not. And what the show is my show. And I do my show a certain way. What it is not is, you know, if you have a favorite TV show right now, if you don't like something that happened on the episode, you can't just yell at people until they change it, you know, unless you're DC. But that's a whole different situation. DJ Paris Paul in the house. What's going on, man? So I just want to throw it out there that it's one of those simple things that it's like, I made this show for myself. And when it's all said and done, a lot of people that maybe left or stayed, whatever. There are people right now in this world that for whatever reason are okay with me doing certain things, but not okay with me doing other things. Like, talk tech, don't talk about your personal life. Talk tech and DJ, but I don't want to hear about the current events. That's not me. That's not me. It's not why you're here. You know, at least I'd like to think that's not why you're here. I created this show without necessarily tech in mind. I wanted a place, a safe forum for everyone. And safe forums mean you're allowed to have your opinion. You are 100% allowed to have your opinion. But you can't be a dick about it. And that's facts. You can't be. You know, it's like Hubert and I, we're having a conversation. The conversation is getting heated. Neither one of us are raising our voice. Neither one of us are attacking one another. We are talking, and then there is a counter argument, and then there is another counter argument until both sides get to a point where they say, okay, I get what you're saying. Or, you know what? I don't get what you're saying, but we're not going to be able to move past this. So let's move on. That's an interview. You know? So, and even Hubert, look, if Hubert really, really didn't want to be here, he could have left at any point. And he stayed for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. And even after the show, when I clicked off, we talked for another 10 minutes. You know, people, I know people get tired. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear more about Black Lives Matter. I don't want to. Oh, and by the way, you know, speaking of people, it's one thing to not agree. It's another thing to tell me, you people, you can look on my YouTube right now. There are people telling me I am 100% wrong for everything I believe on my channel. From my own historical experience. How could my historical experience be wrong? Everybody's just mad. It's cool to have an opinion, but for whatever reason, the social media has made it okay for people to just say what they want without fear of, you know, repercussion. You know, everybody's posting crap from their not blocked, from their private IG accounts. It's just BS. It's BS. You know, You know, and here's the funny thing about this whole thing, especially with Qbert. Perfect example. Qbert and I, and then we'll move on. Qbert and I have completely different life experiences. Completely different life experiences. So I'm not trying to tell him that he's right or wrong. I'm just trying to say, hey, I understand where you're coming from based upon your life experiences. However, if you open up your mind to this part, maybe it can broaden your reality. You know, so that's what a conversation is. And a lot of people are like, nope, this is it. F you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You're stupid. You're sheep. You're this. It can't be 100% right, and it can't be 100% wrong. There is the middle point. So let's take a look at our banned people. Let's see who we got in the banned aisle here. Where do I find my banned people? I thought there was a Twitch banned section where it tells you who's banned. Oh wait, there's so many quick actions in here. Damn. All right, grow your community. Where's the band? I know there was a band area. I saw it. And now I can't find it. Manage your poll, host channel, start lose, start a rerun. Clear chat history. Sub only chat, follower only chat. Here's my ad breaks. Let me look in the stream. You guys are probably talking about it right now. Oh, mod view. Okay, let's take a look at mod view. Can I even look at mod view from my perspective? I know there used to be a way. Mod view quality. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, wait, maybe it's here. Well, I'm in mod view. Oh, wait. Okay. I think I just found it. Hold on. Let me open up the browser a little more here. Okay. Review recent review on review unbanned requests. Okay, here we go. Let's see who's banned today. Okay, real Dave, real DJ Dave. Unbanned request 11 hours ago. I think real DJ Dave, that was the extreme one. And per DJ Ferris' fault decision, you broke his rule and weren't cooperating. That's why you ban decision is denied. You guys are assholes. There's Ddjsz from New York, banned from Paris. So because real DJ Dave actually tried to come back, we're gonna unban him. We're not gonna unban the other dude. Let's see, how do I unban? I'm gonna send him a quick whisper. What should I say? What should I say? What should I say in this thing? Audio 1 in the building. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to say real DJ Dave. I am personally unbanning you with the understanding that we follow the rules of my channel. It's okay to have an opinion, but my rules clearly say Don't be a dick. Come on back when you're ready, and hopefully we can all move forward. My mods don't play. They are sensitive about my shit. I'm not gonna say that. All right. Okay, let's send this. All right, here we go. Yeah, and look, okay, so I'm gonna say this because this is what got real DJ Dave banned. This is what got him banned. So when we're in the middle of the interview, now keep in mind, Qbert knows what he's getting into. Okay, he says, "This is ridiculous. Qbert should leave." 5 minutes later, he says, "LOL, stand your ground, Q." Then the same minute, he says, "Cleveland just got schooled. Q is real. Fake woke is not." Fake woke is not. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. The word woke should just be eliminated. Move on. Q just shut you down. And then Paris Paul said, "Shut the hell up." And he said, "No thanks." He said, "Move on" again. And then he was banned. So you should probably take the mods seriously. If they say shut the hell up, you might want to shut the hell up. You know, I don't know. I have never personally banned anybody. In all honesty, my mods ban everybody. That's the thing. I have nothing to do with I have never once questioned a mod's ability to do their jobs. If they see something they don't like and they ban them, hey, so be it. You know, I gotta trust my mods. I have to. Yeah. So, but Philip Tan, you are 100% accurate right there. 100% accurate. I have way too many conversations. That is so very typical of people who think discussions are win-lose situations as opposed to conversations. 100%. And that is the biggest deal. You know, you can have a difference of opinion and still have a conversation. Yeah. Yeah, Audio One says, a lot of outlets don't allow Qbert to speak his point of view. This is an open platform based upon mutual respect. Exactly. You know, but people feel the need to protect their idols, you know, and I get that. It is what it is, but you know, that's not where we're at. So, yeah, I might have banned Ratbone on occasion, maybe once or twice. Yeah, but I haven't banned anybody. I kind of pulled the Obama card. I don't know if you guys, do you remember there was an interview. It was a press interview with Obama. That's Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, former president. And he said something, and it was him in the press and like, I think some members of Congress or the House or whatever. And he said something, and one of the members flat out said, "You're a liar." And it was recorded, and everybody's like, "Oh," and they all like freaked out, and they were trying to get rid of him. And Barack Obama said, No, let him speak, and then I'll answer. I'm always been a fan of that. You can have your opinion until you turn into a dick. Once you turn into a dick, you got to go. Like the guy yesterday on my YouTube, he was talking about how some white guys invented the turntable, and all the music that all the rappers sampled was from white guys, and blah blah blah. And then I just came back and I said, there was this little genre called jazz where most people were inspired, and before people were sampling like Chicago and all these people, there was this little company called, Motown, and people like James Brown, those people were around, so, and then I told him that, and then he got mad and started saying, you people and you Jews and all this. And I'm just like, okay. And now we're done. You took a perspective that for you is your truth and may be valid or invalid, but it's always based upon the amount of information you have. So you make a statement. It could be right, it could be wrong. It's my job to say, well, okay, here's another piece of it. And then after I give that other piece, if you go to attack mode, I'm sorry, you're a racist. This isn't two people having a healthy and friendly conversation. This is you trying to push your opinion on me, telling me I'm wrong. That's not equal. All right. If you guys have any questions in the chat, you guys know what to do. Throw the ask in the comments, and then we'll get back. I know we were a little long-winded on that, but that's okay. A lot of people, need to understand. So, by the way, in case you guys don't know who I am, I always like to do this. I always forget. I am, why isn't my thing working? Oh, man. My lower third isn't working. For whatever reason. There it is. I'm Cleveland Terry. I'm your host, DJ, Tech Nerd. In case you forgot who I was. I gotta automate that. Okay. All right, let's see what we need to do here. Hold on. Sorry. Had to step off for a minute. Okay. Mitchell Strobel said, upgraded my mic to a short SLX based upon your video. That thing is a beast. Took it out 5 times and had 0 issues. SLX is a beast, man. I try to tell people. Some people want to agree. Some people don't want to agree. I get it, whatever. But anybody that tells me the BLX is amazing, you just don't know how to use it, I can't really take you seriously. Because the BLX might work in a lot of situations, but on a consistent, professional level, meaning no matter what I do with it, no matter where I take it, no matter how I use it, it sounds amazing. It never fails me. No dropouts, all those things. That's the SLX and above. The BLX is hot garbage. I'm going to say I don't care what you have to say. I'm sorry. I've never met a BLX that was good. Ever. I've never. But I'm glad you like it. It's a very, very good microphone system. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, there was another person in the band? I did not see them. Who did I miss? Oh, there's still one band. You're right. No, I only see that one. Hold on. Oh, NYC. Okay. Oh, but before I do that, I definitely have to, I got to go back to that whisper and copy and paste the same thing I just said. Because I don't want to have to rewrite stuff. So I will unban him soon, but just not right now. Okay. All right. Now I know I'm backwards. I'm starting from the bottom. Now we here. I prefer this camera angle. Thank you. It just depends on what I'm doing. This angle works, I think, for interviews and like where they call them talking head camera work. This is a talking head, just my head and everything else. But it pulls enough stuff from everywhere, and it's got a little bit of dynamic range with the Goat Nation streaming computer here, and then the lights. So yeah, I love it. When I'm doing my reviews for things, yeah, I got to do it head on with the camera straight on. But this is definitely a great view, and it loses some of the things that may get in the way, maybe a little distracting. I'm in the process of actually, okay, so I'm always in the process of doing something. That's just my life. I'm always working on something. But I want to rebuild my set. Specifically the shelving on this side of the room. I want to open it up more, make it very clean, add some more accent lights and all that stuff, just to, you know, put it over the edge here. Okay. Kula Soul said, I'm sure he's saying which lens to use with the Canon camera that get great image like you have. So I'm not even using Canon. Yeah, I'm not using Canon at all. I am using Lumix. I'm using Panasonic. But if you were using Canon, you know, it's funny. The lens is very, very important, and it depends on what you're looking at. If you're trying to get lens with a lot of bokeh, you know, a lot of camera blur, basically, rule is the faster the camera speed. You know, so you have an aperture of anywhere between, you know, 0.95 to like, they get all the way up to like 13. The average lens on a prime lens, which is a fixed lens, basically it doesn't zoom, is typically around 1.7, 1.8, somewhere around there, like you know, slightly below 2. Then you start to get into your zoom lenses, and your zoom lenses, which are far more convenient because you can zoom in and zoom out. Now you're dealing with typically a variable aperture. So maybe it goes from, like, typically speaking, unless you're buying L lenses, L glass, you're talking about typically a 3.5 to like 12 or 13. Then you start spending more money, and then maybe you can get a 2.8 all the way through. But that 2.8 all the way through is going to cost you a lot of money. So the L series lenses from Canon, which are the ones with the red ring around them, typically they're white, but they come in black also. When I was with Canon, I had a few lenses, a couple of primes, and then I had the 70 to 200. That's when I was really into like my photography phase. So 70-200, and I use an f4. That was great. But if I wanted to move to the 2.8, it jumped the price of the lens up to like $1,000. So my best thing to tell you is, if you are doing something like this, where you're streaming and you need a fixed area, go get a prime. Primes are cheap. Get what they call the Nifty 50 from Canon, which is, I believe, around $150, maybe 150 to $200. Super cheap, but it's a 1.8 aperture and super fast, which means you can operate it in low light, which is great, but it'll give you that nice blur you're looking for. That's what I would suggest. Okay. And look, right now, I'm going to jump around a little bit because I'm seeing people would ask right now, but I know they were asked before. So if I missed the people before, feel free to throw the ask again, and then I'll come back to you. Okay. Let's see. Patty Z Radio says, what's the easy to set up encoder out there? I installed BUTT yesterday, but something ain't working. I actually don't know what you're talking about. You have to explain more about this. And I something I don't know. I'd love to research it. So let me know exactly what you mean there. Because I don't know if it's music. I don't know if it's video encoders. I have no idea. Let's see. D-Real. Just want to say thanks for all your helpful videos. I started my Twitch journey late last year. Your tips have been incredibly helpful. My question, I keep battling mic feedback. I have a standard Shure microphone and a floor monitor. Any tips on how to set up monitor mic? Yeah, I assume if you're using a Shure mic, it's a dynamic mic. So, for instance, like with this guy, you want to keep your speaker out of direct access to the front element. And if it's a Shure mic, typically the element sits right in the front, maybe bleeds off a little bit on the sides, but keep your speaker behind it. So the speaker, let's say this is you, this is the microphone, the speaker is coming this way, the sound is coming this way. You know, and don't turn it up too loud, because what you'll get is you might bounce off the wall and then it'll come back into your speaker, and then you introduce that feedback, you know. So that's what I would do. Typically speaking, it's probably because people are just a little loud with their monitoring. I have to blow my nose, and this is driving me nuts. So take a look at this for a minute.
What's up? This is DJ Rob Swift. You're at Scratch DJ Academy in New York City, and we're going to teach you about forward and backward.
Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and backward.
Okay, so I'm better now. Yeah, iFlave says pickup pattern is key on the microphone. Yes, but if you're using a dynamic microphone, pickup pattern is typically right in front. And if you're using like a Shure, just your standard, you know, beta or SMB, the patterns are always right in front. So you shouldn't have an issue with that. But I know, depending on what you're using, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, they see this microphone, and then they go out and buy like a Rode NT1, which is a condenser microphone, where the pattern is 180 degrees. So it's picking up all kinds of noise. If in any type of live environment, you need to use a dynamic microphone. That's it. Any live environment. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I know I just saw one. Somebody asked about DJ Bling. I believe it says Bling. I think it's Bing, maybe Bling. DDJ 1000 or Newmark NS7 III. I will answer your question with the question. Which one is discontinued? Buy the other one. Okay, let's see here. Young Nick says, I've been trying to work on my Twitch live stream. I've been having a struggle with pasting the key from Twitch into OBS, but it's not working. That is very, very weird. The only thing I can think of is that when you're copying it, either you're leaving off maybe the first key, or maybe there is space on your copy at the end and OBS is struggling with it. Just make sure you're copying, because I've never seen that. I copy and paste left and right. I have a notepad of stream keys. I have one for my son, one for me, like one for check 1 2, one for snapback. Like I keep all my stream keys just sitting in a notepad, and then when I'm ready to do it, I just copy and paste. So I've never had that issue. Thundercat says, what do you have to say about the Denon lineup, especially the Prime and SC6000s? Are they formidable competitors to Pioneer? Thundercat. I have several reviews on the Prime 4 and then the Denon Prime Go. They are very good controllers. I don't have any issue with them, honestly. I have a Denon Prime Go right there. I use it all the time, and it's a great piece of equipment. I think as far as craftsmanship is concerned, the Denon Prime Go is manufactured very, very well. Like, very well. So I don't have an issue. The only issue I have with the Prime 4, for me, is it's just big. It's a big controller. I don't really like my controllers that big. And the Prime 2 sacrifices several things that I love about the Prime 4. So, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that bothers me the most is corporate decision making. And what I mean by that is you have the Prime 4 that obviously works independently of all outside software, but can also work with Serato and, of course, Virtual DJ. They allowed Prime 4 to work with Serato. Prime 2 still not allowed to work with Serato. That's annoying to me. And in all honesty, probably one of the reasons why I would never own a Prime 2 is because of that. I don't like... I'm kind of done with software that is restrictive. I want software to be able to... I want hardware, not software. I want hardware to be able to work with anything I want to use it with. Which means that if I buy Pioneer, I know that I can use it with Rekordbox. I can use it with Serato. I can use it with Algorithm DJ. I can use it with Virtual DJ. I'm cool. That's good. My Reign 70 is limited to Serato and Virtual DJ. Well, and probably Algorithm too. But I'm kind of over it. I'm just kind of over it. A little bit, which is probably why I do like Pioneer, because it gives me options. And I know everybody there are people in the chat right now that are like, well, just use Virtual DJ and you won't have any problems. I will have a problem. I will. And the problem is I don't like Virtual DJ with turntables. That's it. And Tractor, says DJ Eden. Fair enough. I know there are some Tractor users out there. I know I disregard you guys. My apologies. My apologies. Okay, let's scroll back up here. Okay, so Ddjsz says, what do you use compressor limiter for your mic? So I don't use a compressor limiter at the current time, because okay, let's back up and talk about setup real quick. So I actually have two setups that I use, okay? I have my streaming setup, which includes the Goat Nation computer right here, the Zoom L1, the Feel World video capture card, which I still need to do a review over. I might do it today. I need to get it out. I feel so bad. So I need to get that out. I also have the EVGA X1, XR1, I think, XR capture card. And then I have my ATEM Mini, my ATEM Mini Pro ISO. My ATEM Mini Pro ISO is now used specifically for recording my video stuff, all of my video work. So if I'm recording a YouTube thing or whatever, I'm sorry, I'm hearing noises. If I'm recording any of that stuff, I use my ATEM because I can record the separate streams through the ISO right to I was going to say SD. Well, right through a hard drive, I plug it into my computer. I can start editing like that. It separates all my audio, all my video. They're all separate files. So easy. And the quality is second to none in 1080p. So that's why I use that. So there is a compressor on the ATEM. So when I was using the ATEM specifically, there was a compressor and a noise gate. The noise gate was a little sensitive and I couldn't figure the perfect settings, so I just removed the noise gate. But I do have a little bit of a compressor and a little bit of an added bass on the ATEM. I don't really have anything on this one, just a little bass. That's all you're pretty much hearing is a little roll off of the high and a little introduction of probably like, I don't know, maybe 2 decibels. Right around, I want to say probably like, I don't know, 2800, somewhere around there where I just add a little more bass to my voice, but that's it. Yeah, everything you're hearing is just basically coming from this microphone, and for $100, this pod mic, I will have a hard time finding something better. Okay. Demar says, what commands should I be putting on my streams? What commands? Can you be more specific? Because that can mean a whole bunch of things. Okay, let's see here. I go back up. Okay. DJ Voice says, what is your, I think it's go-to zoom lens for live stream setups, wedding client? What is the best price range for wedding live stream packages? I can't answer that. And I don't know that anybody will be able to answer that because it's all subjective. And the best zoom lens is the best lens you can afford, because keep in mind, I don't know where you're positioned. The best zoom lens could be a 100 if depending on where you are, but it could also be a 200. So, I'm a big fan of making sure, like even on my Lumix, I have a 70 to 200 equivalent lens, which is in Panasonic world is a 35 to 100. I think everybody in the world should have a 70 to 200 lens. Basically, if you really want to get through camera work, okay, the most affordable is to get basically 3 zooms, which is typically like or 2, which is typically like a 24 to 70, and then a 70 to 200. That pretty much covers your entire spectrum. And then after the 24 to 70, you might feel like just to getting that extra bokeh and stuff, getting a nice like 24 prime, or even like down to like a 16 millimeter. And then you're set. Like this lens right here is a 10 to 25, which is equivalent to a 20 to 50. 20 to 50, 1.7. Love this lens. Not this one, not the one I normally use. This is a 0.95, 17, which is the equivalent to a 35 millimeter. Okay. I know we're getting nerdy, but it does happen. We get nerdy. Michael Colon asks, what is your opinion on playing songs from artists who do something bad? This is a good question. Like, for instance, Step in the Name of Love. Are you playing that song if requested or requested by the host? That is an excellent question. I am like congested today. It's really getting on my nerves. I don't play R. Kelly, and that's a personal choice. And to be honest with you, I've only had maybe 3 people ask me for Step in the Name of Love after all the drama. And I'm not even talking about like recent drama, like surviving R. Kelly. I'm talking about like when R. Kelly was like in court and all that stuff, and Pee on You and all that stuff. Dave Chappelle, I'm gonna pee on you. But I have not. And the 3 people that have asked for Step in the Name of Love have not been the client, have been some random guests. And they're like, can you play Step in the Name of Love? And I look at them, I'm like, R. Kelly? And they smile, and I'm like, okay. Now, if it is the host, you play whatever the host wants you to play. And if you are uncomfortable, what I always suggest people do is if somebody has asked you to play something that is questionable, put them on blast. And you can put them on in a good way. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to stop the music real quick. This song is one of the host's favorite songs, and she said I have to play this song, so let's do this. You know, something simple like that, and it takes the onus off of you. Now you're not the bad DJ playing questionable music. You have said basically the host is making me play it. Wins every time. Okay. All right. I am dropping down, and then if I missed your asks, drop it back in the chat again. DJ Joshua Carl in the house. What's going on? Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Exactly. You know, this is for a lot of people. This is MC 101. You know, MC DJ 101. Diamond Lee in the house. Exactly. T Diesel got jokes. Gawain, I think it's Gawain. Gawain says, we still play his music in Chicago, especially backyard parties. Look, I'm going to say this right now, okay? Depending on where you are, it may or may not be an issue. I'm in California. We are the most sensitive people in the United States of America. Okay? So, if something's going on and we see it as an atrocity, we're gonna cancel it. Okay? So R. Kelly's a cancel. Now, having said that, I don't play R. Kelly because that's a nasty ass man. You know, regardless of what California thinks, that's a nasty ass man. I got kids. I got 2 girls. F that man. Okay? So, having said that, there's also the whole Michael Jackson thing, you know, where he was accused, never convicted, and people are like, in California, don't play Michael Jackson. Don't play Michael Jackson. But here's the funny thing. And this is going to, I don't want this to sound, I'm just going to say it. All the people that say don't play Michael Jackson are all my white clients. If Michael Jackson's not allowed, it is my white clients. Because here's the funny thing. Any non-white client has absolutely no issue with Michael Jackson. Persians, Israelis, blacks, Hispanics, they're like, what do you mean you're not playing Michael Jackson? You better put on, you know, Don't Start You Get Enough. And that's just facts, you know. So you deal with it. Live and learn. Live and learn. Okay. I don't play Bobby Brown, which is challenging. Wow. That's interesting because one would say, I'm going to say something controversial right now. When you're dealing with somebody like R. Kelly, who has videotape of his issues, and he doesn't admit to any wrongdoing whatsoever, I can't in good conscience play something because I want to. You know, if somebody makes me, different story. But Bobby Brown, Chris Brown, this is going to sound bad. I know it. When you're dealing with toxic relationships like Bobby and Whitney, like Chris Brown and Rhiannon, the only thing I will say is we don't know the entire story, you know, and it's hard. Anyway, I say this is going to come off bad, you know, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. You know, Bobby Brown, it's a tough one. Do what you got to do. I'm never telling anybody what to do, but but that's a tough one for me. It always has been. Like when the whole thing happened with like Chris Brown and Rhiannon and everybody just jumped on Chris Brown, I was the guy on the other side saying, well, is there more to this story? You know, when Bobby is abusing Whitney, you know, crackheads will be crackheads. Okay. Oh man, I'm getting canceled for all this today. All right. Mixmaster GNL. Your whiteness, and you are very white. This is very, very true. But your whiteness is not U.S. white. Okay, I'm only talking about United States of America white versus the rest of the world white. Different story whatsoever. We got a raid in the house. Who's raiding us today? Let's check out who's raiding us today. Just Teach One. Hey man, thank you for hanging out today. Appreciate you. We were having a difficult discussion about what music you should play, especially if that person has been had done some questionable stuff in the world. See, look, Paris, you can't say don't play Michael, but PYT is okay. Either you play Michael or you don't play Michael. That's it. You know? That's like if you are not a fan of Mel Gibson, you know, like I'm not a fan of Mel Gibson. I can't watch Mel Gibson movies. Which means I can't watch Lethal Weapon. I love Lethal Weapon. Can't watch it. Can't watch it. But everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their thing. Okay. Let's see here. Churchill Coin said, did you ever end up buying the new Tech 1200s? No, I did not. So I don't have a long-term review. They are very, very particular about who they send their turntables to. Honestly, like it's really hard to have Technics send you turntables. And the biggest problem that I will face with them is the limited use, because all the issues that people say you may have are very specific to certain situations. Like I'm in a club and my turntables are right above the bass bin cabinets and there's a whole bunch of vibration and now they're causing me problems. Like I'm DJing with turntables in the house, or if I am somewhere and I do happen to bring my turntables, my speakers are nowhere near my turntables. So there is this, I could never give it a true evaluation on that, but you know, people love them. Everybody that has the MK7s love them. So, yeah. Okay. All right, let's go here. All right. Or Ike fan lined up in the booth with demands. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so, you know, I don't really play too much Tina. But the one Tina song that I typically play is Rollin'. 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 That's the one I typically play. Yeah. So I'm struggling right now with Kevin Spacey, because Kevin Spacey has too many good movies, and like my top 10 movies, Kevin Spacey is in them. I never watched House of Cards, and I always wanted to. And now over quarantine, House of Cards is literally just sitting in my queue. Like, you should watch it. And I don't know, man. I'm probably going to end up watching it. You know, I don't know why it's different. I don't know why. R.I.P. Paul Mooney, exactly. Mark Guzman, this is the Rode Pod mic. Rode Pod mic. I will tell people about the Rode Pod mic. The only thing you need to remember, especially if you're doing live streaming with it, it's a little power hungry. So I originally had my pod mic plugged into every one of my mixers, and I've gone through the Rain 70, the 72, the S11, the S7, all of them. I had to have the audio on full blast. So I had to go with another mixer. So I have an outside mixer that I run all of my audio into. And then that way I can control my mic specifically. I can do some actual real EQing, and I can send my audio there too. That way I can, it is what it is. Okay. Let's see here. Bomb Entertainment says, got to separate the man from the art. Yes and no. I don't disagree with you. Honestly, I don't at all. And I'm like that to a certain extent. However, there are limits. There are limits. R. Kelly, to me, is across the line. His art, I can't disconnect his art from that. Like, I can't think that he's singing I Believe I Can Fly while peeing on a 14-year-old girl. Like, I can't separate that. Yeah. So, yeah. And look, it's okay. There are certain people right now that I'm sure that even they didn't do anything, but you're like, I don't like them. I don't like anything they do. I don't watch their shows. It's the same. It's the same situation. Same situation. But I have some people that I just won't watch anymore. Mel Gibson is one of them. And it's his prerogative. Yeah, this is true, Paris. This is true. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did some bad stuff. In all honesty, the only reason why we don't know more bad stuff about the historical musicians, they didn't have social media. That's it. If they had social media, I believe, the Beatles would have had issues. The Rolling Stones would have had issues. All the American Leonard Skinner. Come on. I mean, they just dropped that one country guy for saying the N-word on social media. At least they found a recording of him saying it. And look, to be fair, I'm not the guy that thinks because you said something 20 years ago, you should be responsible or held responsible now. I'm not the guy. Something you did back in high school or back in college, I'm not holding you responsible for it now that you're 40. That's kind of silly to me. But if you do it recently, whole different story. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Or the Cardi B situation, exactly. I'm reading all these quotes. I'm not gonna post it. It's Relay says the white clients don't appreciate that white woman's music. What music are we talking about? Did I miss something? What white music are we talking about? Let me know. Joshua Carl, 100%. How do you take Ben when he was a helpless 5-year-old singing about his pet rat? Like, how do you make that the same? And technically speaking, you should be able to play the Jackson 5. Jackson 5 did nothing wrong. Anyway. Okay. Oh, Chris said your advice about buying Technics 1200s on Craigslist instead of eBay worked out. Thank you. However, there is feedback coming out of just my right speaker from one of my new Techniques. What do you recommend I do to get rid of the feedback? Define feedback. I mean, because it's probably just a bad RCA or a bad ground. But you got to define exactly what the feedback is. You just plug it in, and then there's a loud whine. If there's a loud whine that you're hearing, it's probably a ground issue, which probably you just need to fix your ground. A lot of times you just pop the plate open and then resolder it out. Find your nearest Techniques guy, and he'll probably fix it for like $30. Okay. See, this is what's fun about reading things. See, I say bad ground, I get to the bottom, and you guys are saying bad ground. I am where I should be in the world. I kid. Okay. Yep, exactly, Josh. Exactly. Okay. Gwen, everybody is guilty. Everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Everybody. However, there has to be some, not all, there has to be some moral accountability. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know people are saying, separate the man from the art. But let's say you run a business and you find out that your top salesman likes to pee on 14-year-old little girls. That top salesman still going to work for you? You're going to get rid of him. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's relay. Yeah, Mozart. So here's the thing. Yeah, Mozart and Beethoven. And I will also say this. Depending on the time and place that you were, that has a lot to do with it. That has a lot to do with it. Like I never really get mad at racist old people. In all honesty, I never really get mad. Would I like them to change? Of course. But do I know that they are a product of their environment and their society? 100%. So my little out, when I run up to a sweet old racist grandma, I just think in my head, you'll be dead soon. That's it. That's all I got. All right. Let's see here. Mark, thank you, man. Thank you. I'd like to think that it has something to do with just my natural voice, the way I talk. I'd like to think that has something to do with it because, in all honesty, proper mic technique will always supersede the best microphones because a lot of people don't have proper mic technique. We always say this to all of our MCs and probably you guys out there. If you have an MC or if you're on the mic work and you're sitting there and, you're literally like swallowing the element on the front, the diaphragm and, that sounds like shit. Take your hand off of the diaphragm. Put your hand down here where it belongs. Speak into the microphone. Don't speak like down here. There is proper mic technique. This is a perfect example of proper mic technique. This microphone has forced me to be more aware, and now it's kind of second nature, but be more aware of my B's and my P's because it does have a tendency to pick up all of those pops. So now instead of saying pop, I have to say pops. I have to let it roll off. Proper mic technique is very, very important. Okay, Mulberry with the raid of 1. Welcome. We have plenty of space for you. Thanks for hanging out, Mulberry. Okay, MC2J man in the house. I see you. DJ Joshua Crawl asks a very good question. Are you not playing someone because of your thoughts or not playing a song because you know the reaction or even both? That is a very good question. And I think a lot of people should ask that or answer that internally or even, put it out there. I don't play R. Kelly, for one, because you don't know the reaction you're going to get if you play R. Kelly. And two, because he's a dirty man. That's it. But and I think, well, I would say, I mean, look, depending on where you live, that's not an issue. People can. It's kind of like Chris Rock's comedy when he said you go to the club and especially with like the Lil Jon era and everything, and the music is just totally degrading to women. Smack him with a dick, dick in your ear, like. And what do the women always say when they're dancing? Not talking about me. And I think that's what we're dealing with a lot of the world, where they're just like, you know what? It didn't happen to me, so it's fine. It didn't happen to people I know, so it's fine. But I guarantee you, if R. Kelly peed on your daughter, you probably wouldn't listen to R. Kelly anymore. And that's how you have to look at it. And not just peed on your daughter. Have proof. Like, it's one thing to have the he said, she said, like, the little 14-year-old girl's like, oh, he peed on me. And R. Kelly's like, I didn't. You're like, I don't really know what's true. His video. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so this is an excellent question. Excellent question. Gio said, only issue with not playing R. Kelly is his catalog of produced or written hits. Do you not play those if you know he produced them? That is a fantastic question. And my answer is, I play R. Kelly written songs. I do. As a matter of fact, I'm cleaning out my my iTunes right now, literally streamlining everything. And I've been going through all of the new songs, right? All the new songs. And I get to one, Isley Brothers. And for whatever reason, some of my songs don't have years on them. So I need to find years. So I'll just Google the song, Isley Brothers. And what popped up? Written by R. Kelly. And for a moment, I legitimately paused. For a couple of reasons. One, because I've never played that song anywhere. And two, because I know there's a point and there is a place where I might be somewhere DJing. I might be down south. I might be, as they were saying, in Chicago. And somebody's like, can you play that Isley Brothers song? Which song? I have to pull up my other computer to find out which song it is. It's one of those, one of those Isley Brothers slow jams that I'd have to pull up my other computer. Okay, let's see here. Gio, thank you so much, fam. Appreciate that. I don't know what that says. Gixta Mixta. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to the family. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, let's see here. All right. Moberry says, does anybody know which streaming service has the most available tracks for streaming? Another excellent question. And I can answer that very easily. And I'm not going to talk about Spotify because, Spotify doesn't really stream anymore. The best all-encompassing streaming service is Tidal. Tidal pretty much has every song on the planet. The best streaming service for DJs is BeatSource. But if you need a streaming service, it's like, and BeatSource is continuously adding new music. So I'm not worried about them. But right now, I know for a fact that Tidal has never had a song that I've never searched for a Tidal song that wasn't in there. Ever. Corey Bright. Oh, this is a good question. But if the salesman created a software that helps your company, yes, fire him, but do you not use a software? Just playing devil's advocate. That is another excellent question. Thank you, Corey. Okay. So, okay. I guess we could say something like this. Let's say, for instance, we find out that The only reason that Elon Musk is trying to get us to Mars is because he needs an easier way to transport, 5,000 12-year-old boys. Let's just say that happens. Do you still drive a Tesla? This is what I will say. Oh, that's going to contradict, though. That's going to contradict. Okay. No, it's not going to contradict. I will say this. If the reason why I would still continue to use the software or drive the car is I know that the person who maybe was in charge of the software didn't write every piece of it, wasn't responsible for everything. A Tesla. I know that he's not the one actually manufacturing the cars. He's not the one drawing out the stuff, and it's his company. He's like the Steve Jobs of cars. That's a different situation, though. I think that you can separate out that. And I know the conflict that I was just about to say I was going to have is somebody like a Kevin Spacey, where that, he's in a movie and there are a lot of other people in the movie. Mel Gibson, there's a lot of other people in the movie, why is that? If I know that because you're in that movie, you're the reason that movie is successful. You're the reason, you're the reason they paid you ridiculous amounts of money because you are that star. I can say, I don't necessarily need to give you, I don't need to provide you with any more income, And I know that might be a slight contradiction, maybe it's semantics. But when more people are involved and you're just one little cog in the machine, I'm a little less hard. That's like every time you find out a CEO of a company does some dirt and they fire the CEO, you're still gonna rock, your Nikes, or you're still gonna drink a Diet Coke. So yeah, but that's an excellent question. Excellent question. One that I'll be thinking about once I leave. DJ the Force. Exactly. Oh, man. I know he's referring to Michael, but the situation is the same as far as what we're saying. And again, with Michael, the problem is we have no proof. And he's never been convicted of anything. So it really is a he said, she said. I saw proof with R. Kelly. Nobody else needs to tell. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing I can't stand about the world we live in today. It used to be all you needed was a video. And everybody was like, I saw the video. That's messed up. I want nothing to do with that, blah, blah, blah. Now you see a video, you're like, well, I feel like there's more context to that. Let me see the 10 seconds before. Man, there's a video. You can see it. I don't care if there was 15 other things that happened. The video right now. And I think we've lost that. I saw the R. Kelly video. Don't need to see any more. I don't need to see that 4 minutes before the video started, she signed a consent. I don't need to see that. I know she didn't, but I don't need to see that. I don't need to see her on camera 4 minutes before saying, I just love when people pee on me. Please, R. Kelly, pee on me. What I see is a grown-ass man peeing on a child. That's the video. That's all I need to see. Your eyes used to be all you needed. Best camera for streaming. Best USB camera. Oh, man. I'm going to leave that one to the chat because I think that there's a lot of different cameras out there. I know a lot of people use the Logitech USB cam. I'm working on acquiring, I forget what it's called. It's like EpDoc or something like that. EpDot. That's a cam that moves with you. There's Mevo. There's a lot of cameras out there. And nowadays even USB, you can use Canon cameras for USB. They even created something for Lumix, but it always fails on me. So, you know, and I think even the Sonys, you can now use your cam for USB. DJ Real says BeatSource is missing a lot of track space upon my use. Yeah, and I can tell you this. From when I started using BeatSource and searching for things where nothing was popping up to now, it's considerably better. But yeah, it's still not Tidal catalog. And I'm not sure that it'll ever be Tidal catalog because they're not trying to have every song. They're trying to help. BeatSource is not trying to be the any song you need, you play off of BeatSource streaming. That's not what BeatSource is trying to be. BeatSource is trying to be DJs. If you are playing a certain genre, DJs, if you are struggling to try to figure out what works, here are some curated playlists. Here is, you're playing a 90s party? Go to our curated 90s party list and download that. And now you have access to all these songs, which we know work 100% on the party you're doing. But it's not taking into account somebody that's like, hey, can you play that new song, that song off of this, or that song from 1975 that's blah, blah, blah. They're not taking into account obscure music. That's the difference. Tidal has to because it's a very generic system. So they have to have everything, like Apple Music. Okay. If somebody wants to pay me $250 to $300 to play some R. Kelly, I might be playing some R. Kelly. That's just facts. Absolute facts. All right, you guys also don't forget what to do. Make sure you drop the ask in the chat. And Universal Will, it's not Tidal, it's Tidal. 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 JG's company. Okay. Let's see here. Corey says, how do you store your equipment? I've never had a problem with heat. I mean, most DJ equipment is designed to operate in high heat. And in all honesty, most DJ equipment, when it's running, is probably running hotter than any storage unit or warehouse you can have it in. So I've never had an issue with that whatsoever. Yeah. Now, if we were DJing in a warehouse and it's also getting hot, different story altogether. But storing equipment, I keep all my things in cases. And I've never had an issue ever. Cold, hot, doesn't really matter. You know. Joshua Carl says the Brio is probably the best reasonable price webcam and one of the few that does 1080p 60. Good to know. Yeah, I was never going to buy, well, two things. One, I know Mr. Demand said your cell phone. So this is true. I ran my iPhone using Apple Cam last weekend, and I was really impressed with the dynamic range of this phone. This is iPhone 11, and I am now speaking in here. I am super, super impressed by that. So this is a perfectly good option. Is just plug it in Lightning, USB right into your computer and running it that way. Works just fine. Yeah. I wouldn't say all cell phones, but I would say anything probably, I don't know, iPhone 8 and higher. You know. Okay. Bill Cosby gets canceled and Charlie Sheen still in reruns everywhere. Yeah, I mean, it might be a little different. You know, Charlie was kind of self-destructing, where Bill Cosby was just kind of a bad man. And damn, do I miss the Cosby Show. In the chat, put in the chat right now. What is top 3 Cosby episodes? Top 3. I know my top 2 right off the bat. Put in the chat. Top 3 Cosby episodes. Put them in one thing, and then we'll run them together. We'll see. But I have my top 2. No, I have my top 3. I got my top 3. Okay. Let's see what else here. Okay. Let me pop down. Oh, yes. That one is an amazing episode. But one of my favorite, Gio just mentioned it. Gordon Gartrell. Gordon Gartrell is one of the funniest episodes ever to be put on celluloid. Oh, Gordon Gartrell. That is probably my favorite episode. Gordon Gartrell is my favorite episode. Teaching Theo to do bills. That's another one. Oh man, I just had it. I just forgot it. What was the other one? Oh, and the other one was Rudy. It was Rudy singing "Baby." Baby. Baby. That one was great. DJ Mad AM said, "Did you guys use Spinfluence app?" We're talking about yes, Spinfluence works really good, especially for Macs. The problem with Spinfluence now is, well, I don't want to say it's a problem because Spinfluence will work with anything, unlike Serato with their I Show You, and then the new one that hasn't been released yet. It's going to have their own internal audio emulation card in there. So I Show You is going to disappear. It's just going to have their own. So that's going to be dope. But Spinfluence is a very, very good app. Love it. It's definitely worth the cost. Especially if you're rocking things that are outside of Serato. Spinfluence is a great app. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I will do, and I just need to get everything going, is the Spinfluence request app. That also could be what you're talking about, which is, hold on. Okay, so Spinfluence sent me this. And I'm a member of their little thing. And basically, it's a great little, let me back it up here. This card can be used, he sends me the picture, which is, you can post up on like the TVs in the club. But this can be posted right in front of like your laptop, if you have any music requests. And what it does is it takes the music that's in your computer, not random music. It's the music you design, the music you set up as requestable, and then people can request music, but you can make it to where when they request, they have to add you on Instagram, or you can set fees where, like, if it's like, prime time, sorry, I don't take requests unless it's $1 or more, and if it's prime time, it might be $5 or $10. It's a cool little app. And then what happens is, once they request it, there's this little droplet that sits in your taskbar, and and then you click on it, and then it drops down and says, "Oh, these are the songs that have been requested. They're your songs, not anybody else's." People can ask for a song that isn't in there, but I think you can set that. Then, if they ask for the song and for whatever reason you can't play it, or you're going to play an alternative, you can actually reply to them, "I'm going to play this alternative instead." You can just click it and drag it right onto your Serato. It'll start playing immediately. I love technology, man. And honestly, because of COVID, I think I wasn't going to do it before, but these people, these kids, these adults, they get too damn close. They get too damn close. Back up. Move. Maybe I'll try it this weekend. I got to go to Arizona tomorrow for a party. Maybe I'll try it this weekend. Jamming on the one. That's a good one too. Oh, wait, it's a tap dancing one? Challenge. Okay. Oh, that app is Spinfluence. Yeah. How does the request app work for PC? It works the same. There's just, you know what? I should not say that, actually, because I have not used it on PC yet. I would assume there's an executable, though. And it's probably just a small little box window that just sits up, and you just shrink your Serato or whatever you're using down a little bit to leave room for that. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, no. I'm not saying that iShowU doesn't work. I'm just saying that I don't love it. But it works just fine. But I think it's important for Serato to have everything have their own, because I think that turns people off when they're forced to download another app to run it. And I think a lot of people, I tell them, like, why don't you just use the iShowU capture? They have no idea it even exists. Honestly. Okay. Let's see what else. The Force in the house. What's going on, man? Hey, please, can you see my message on YouTube? Well, I'm seeing all the messages on YouTube and Twitch. So hope maybe I missed it. So if I did, go ahead and put it back on there. Good Vibe says, is the Ddjsz still worth it? If it could be worth it to you. The SZ to me is just a big ass SX3, and I don't love capacitive jog wheels. So it works. I think some of the stuff that they have in there is a little old, a little outdated, but it works just fine. I would not personally buy an SZ. It's just too big, in my personal opinion. I think there are other options out there, but yeah, but it's good. Okay, let's see here. J Style Sounds in the building. What's going on, fam? Cosby Show still comes on. Yeah, well, yeah, we know. I think it comes on like TV Land. But remember, Cosby Show used to be on syndicated on 5 different stations, networks. Now I think it's only on 1. Okay. I think that one was answered. If you have one laptop to stream to Twitch from OBS, and it's the same laptop you DJ, what do you do? Yeah, I think people answered that. However, just use the iShowU capture. Easiest way, you don't have to bring extra crap, but if you're for instance, I have this EVGA XR1. It actually has a audio card built into it. So I could just plug right into that and go out of my mixer. But iShowU does the job. Does the job just fine. Okay. All right. What time is it? All right. We're gonna go till noon. Because yeah. So ask away. You guys know what to do. Hit that ask if you have any questions. I'll say this. So I've been in the process of cleaning out. I'm going to do a video on this too, of cleaning out my iTunes Mixmaster GNL. I'm streamlining everything. I'm cleaning everything out so I can make, so I can compress everything into one folder. It's been hard. I'm not going to lie. Going through all your music, deleting things you haven't played, trying to separate out what I consider my personal music to my DJ music. That's been a little frustrating. Just to make sure I know this, Mixmaster GNL. I know I'm right, but I just want your confirmation because this is your thing. So I've been going through iTunes, and I've been adding in the year tags, and I've been adding in genres, cleaning up my genres. Vic Vaughn, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Appreciate you, fam. And I've done that. Just making sure that when I take that, let me back up. Everything that I put in there is saved into the metadata. Is that correct? Mixmaster GNL. I believe it is, but since this is your thing, I want to make sure that it's in there. Perfect. Right into the file tags. Good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm adding year. People don't realize how important adding the year is to your DJing. And I'm not talking about the year you downloaded, not when you added it. The year of the actual song, the release date of the song. Mixmaster, don't care about star ratings, any of that crap. All I care about is the year and the genre. That's very important because once you've established the year and the genre, you can do not even the genre. Let's just say you just want the year. You can do a lot of smart things with smart crates without even having to create your own crates. You can say, oh, I'm doing an 80s party. Cool. All right. Going to Serato, going to Record Box. All right. Show me anything with the year 1979 to 1989. That the genre is classic rock, that the genre is hip hop, or that the genre is pop, and let the smart crates fill in the information for you. And then that way, you never have to drag another file to a folder again. Oh man, I forgot to add that file into my, this folder. I'm not talking, now look, you're going to have your own custom folders. I know, but things that never change, like, 70s, 80s, 90s, disco folder. Being able to just say, just get my disco folder. Anything with disco in the genre. And all your disco, as long as your tags are correct, you're good. And every time you download a new song and you put it into wherever you're putting it into, and or if you're not even using iTunes, you're just using Serato as your database or whatever. And then you just update the tag and genre, it automatically places it where it's supposed to be. Come on, man. We're working too hard. We are working too hard out here. Too hard. Okay. Keith Blunt says, how much for a copy of your current DJ music library? I want your XMG. I watched your XMG interview and saw you might be over 20K. I think I need to catch up. So let's talk about this for a minute. The question is, should you, I'm not even talking legally. Should you give people your iTunes library or your music library, your DJ library? And the short answer is no. But there is some gray area in there. If I'm training a new DJ, like my son, perfect example. If I'm training him, when he was like, hey, I want to DJ, I'm like, I just cloned my drive, cloned my music folder, copied it over and said, here's all the music. Now, the one thing that I did wrong, but it always makes me a better DJ, is I had all of my music like set up and playlists and everything. So he's playing off my playlist, and people are like, "Oh man, that's dope." I'm like, "That's my music. That is my mix." So anyway, yeah, but I'm not a big fan of just like arbitrarily like just giving people all of your music, especially music that you work damn hard on. Now, because of COVID, because of quarantine, I have done a much better job of like when somebody's like, "Oh man, hey, what's that song?" I'm like, "Hey, just whisper me. I'll send it to you." Because the same thing has happened to me. You know, a lot of people, I'm like, "Oh, that song is dope," and they're email me like on the spot the next day. So sharing music, I think, is great. Giving people whole hard drives or selling them to make a profit, I think that sucks. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right. True School in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you, man. All right. Let's see here. All right. DJ T Diesel says, when you tag music by year or genre, do you go off your own opinion on what genre it falls in, or do you use an outside source to tell you? Very good question. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Okay, so let's say, for instance, the year I typically keep. Okay, I always keep the released year where it's supposed to be in that year thing. But if for whatever reason I believe that should be like, oh, it's 1968, but it's kind of a popular disco song, I will tag the genre, as disco, because there's certain things I think you don't have to like just say, you don't have to break it down. Like I would never take the 70s era disco and say, oh, R&B, dance, pop dance. No, it's disco. The whole thing is disco. Stop trying to mess with your brain and make it harder than it needs to be. Because I was going through all of my music, all the genre tags, way too many genre tags. Disco is disco. Motown is Motown. You know what, when you think of Motown, you know exactly what time period you're thinking of. Now, 80s, you might say, I have 1980s pop. 1980s pop to me means anything popular in the 80s. Okay, we're not going back, but you might have, but if it's like, and when I say pop, I'm talking about like dance pop, pop, like I would put Bananarama in 80s pop. I wouldn't put them in like, 80s rock alternative. That's stupid. They're pop music. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Now I will separate out 80s hip hop though. 80s hip hop is different. But here's the trick. So let's say that you have the song was popular in 68. It's not disco, but it's 70s pop or whatever. Okay. Keep the release date the same, and either you change that to 1970s. Let's say it's classic rock. So you make the genre classic rock, but it's a 70s classic rock. In the comment field, add that extra stuff, because you can still search it no matter what. You get what I'm saying? So you got, with this date, but if you know for a fact, because if you say with this release date, it's not going to pop up, right? But if you just put 1970 in the comment field, then it'll pop up. Okay. Damn it. So Mixmaster, this is the funny thing about this. God's honest funny thing. I'm going through my stuff yesterday and I'm like, I know Mixmaster sent me something that could make this easier. I know it exists. Just message me, man. Message me. Well, I got to get my stuff completely lined up properly. If it falls under multiple genres, then that's when you use your comment section. Now, so I have, let's say it's hip hop, okay? And I try to do most things hip hop, but let's say it's hip hop trap. You can have a genre that says hip hop / trap, or if it's multiple genres and you don't want to get that detailed, put it in the comment section. Anything that you're like, I need to know this for me. Like for instance, let's say you have a song and you know that song either takes the sample from another song or mixes in, put it in the comments. You know, like there's a song right now that's called it's Flavor in Your Ear, but it's a remix. So the remix is called Feel the Flavor. Could never find it, even though I knew I wanted to find it. So in the comment field, I put Flavor in Your Ear. So now when I search Flavor in Your Ear, all my Flavor in Your Ears pop up. And that's another thing that I will say this. I'm saying all this stuff so when I go back to my video and make it, it's very clear. Another thing you got to look for is you can't just arbitrarily go through your file list and then delete out things, because I have found that certain files that maybe have like a 192 KBS, and you're like, okay, I got a 192 and I got a 128, right? So you assume that 192 is better. So you just go ahead and delete the 128. I have found that I've played certain songs, and certain songs where the lower rate sounds better. So don't just arbitrarily delete files. Listen to them. See how they sound. If one sounds better, no matter, I don't care if it's a damn WAV file. If the other one sounds better, use that one. You know, we gotta, you gotta think about these things. Okay. Okay. Keith Blunt says, do you use iTunes exclusively to update your ID tags, or use a standalone application? I use iTunes exclusively because it works. It's right there. All my files are there. There's no sense in downloading another app to do the same thing just for that. Especially because I got to add in years and things. And I know if I update in iTunes, it's going to update in iTunes. And it's a simple thing. I know. DJ2M says, I was in the same position as you. It took me from March to January this past year to do this. I had 3K plus songs to do, and the genre were messed up. I feel for you. And 3,000, I would be happy with 3,000. I got way too many. Now keep in mind, like I've been DJing for a long time. I got music that drops back to like not release date, but added date, like in the 90s. So I got a lot of cleaning up to do. But it's therapeutic, I guess. I guess. But that's also why I'm only really focusing on the year and the genre. That way I know I can still use the stuff. I want to have it clean before I start really digging into crate hackers. But yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there's no way he would do it correctly. It'd be so jacked up. Yeah, I think this is the key. It's the organization, and this is what I'm telling people. So the limited time that I have been updating years and genres, I have hit a smart list and said, show me all my hip hop from 1998 to 1994. Because that's kind of like and when I did that, or show me my R&B from this thing, there were songs left and right that I haven't played in forever because I have not seen them. Helps, man. Helps. Let's see here. What do we got here? H down D says, I have music from the 90s too. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. It is so hard. Yeah, Mixmaster, I did you send that to me? You don't understand. Like, I have like multiple like ongoing videos. I think you're just going to be in every one of my videos for the next. Okay, my subs are dope says also Drake tracks suck because it could be hip hop, R&B, and pop. What do you do? Yeah, if it's Drake, and it's pop, I will say hip hop. But then I will also put in the comments, R&B or pop. Because basically speaking, you got to think about it this way. As a DJ, you're playing popular music. So if you know something's popular, I wouldn't say just give me pop. I wouldn't tag that one pop because you might sort it differently later on. That's like saying that's why I won't sort classic rock. I won't sort classic rock into pop, even if it's a popular song. Because when somebody's like, I want you to play classic rock, that's a whole genre, So you have to be smart about what you're doing. But like I know, in the 80s, it's 3 genres. Either you're playing like classic rock, you're playing hip hop, or you're playing like 80s rock, pop rock, which is like punk / rock / electro, where you're literally playing, Devo and Pat Benatar and I'm drawing blanks right now, but you know what I'm saying. So you have to have them all. So that kind of stuff, that's pop. But then there's hip hop, But as I start to move into like, even now, 2000s, pop, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Pink, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, pop, not, whatever, boy bands or whatever. Although you could do boy bands, but if you're doing boy bands, you're typically not jumping decades for boy bands. You're typically staying in that. When you say boy bands, you're thinking about the early 2000s, 98 to like 2003 or 4. Okay. All right, let's see here. The downside of these music VDJ software for me is that creativity is lost. All the DJs sound the same because the software is doing the work. I don't know that I agree with that. I know I don't agree with that. But again, entitled to what you feel. I think that VDJ's biggest problem, and I've said this to VDJ's actual face, is they made an app and they designed it as defaults to do too much. Once you strip away all that automation, VDJ is a great app. But I think that if you are only happy doing kind of top level, surface level stuff, then yeah, that's going to be an issue. And my Subs Dope says, do you have a separate remix folder? Okay, so I need to clarify some things. You will always have specific folders that are true to you, okay? Like, I have a folder called K Tronada Vibes. That is all music to me that vibes and sounds like K Tronada. I am not going to take in the comment section and put K Tronada, or in my genre put K Tronada. So I'm always going to have dedicated folders that I will drag and drop that are not smart folders. But right now, as I'm going through the tags, let's say I have an All About the Benjamins original, okay? And then I have an All About the Benjamins remix. They're both going to say hip hop, but in the comments, one's going to say remix. So I can say, show me all the hip hop remixes. And then they all come up. That's what I would do. And again, here is the funny thing about this. Boom Bap Kids in the house. What's up, fam? And here's the funny thing about this. Everybody's going to do it differently. And that's why I always tell people not to like take everything I'm saying verbatim and then try to use it, because I have to think a certain way. And if I try to do it in a way that works for somebody else, it may not work for me and it may complicate myself. Because like I was at first going through and I saw all the tags and like, okay, well, this might work. And then I started thinking, well, what if it's this? Well, what if it's this? Well, what if it's this? And I'm like, I'm doing too much work. Start with the basics. First off, separate it out. Done. Now you can work on the details. That's what the comment field is for. People do not utilize the comment field as much as they should. Comment field is everything. And in the comment field, you can have multiple things in the comment field, and Serato, Rekordbox, they will parse out what you're saying. So I can put in the comment field remix, space, trap, space, 2000s, space. And when I search, it will pull it. By the way, Boom Bap, I'm waiting for my email. Haven't got my email yet. Still waiting for that. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. I'm hearing people screaming. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. Any more? DJ Pipes in the house. What's going on? Thanks for hanging out today. All right, let's see here. A couple more, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right. Demo HTX says, are you still using the DDJ 1000 case for your Rain 1? Is it holding up? Do you think the case will hold up over time? I'm still using it. Now, they want me to send it back. I'm not sending it back yet. I'll send it back when I'm damn ready to. I kid, but kind of I don't. But then I kid. It's been working really well, honestly. So yeah, I will keep using it until I get to send it back. And then I think, strangely, so I have a couple of Pro X cases, the hard cases, and they hold everything and they're fantastic. But there's something really freeing about having a soft case. Like really freeing. So I don't know. I think I might continue to use a soft case for my controllers. Maybe. TOM says, ask, it comes up saying DJs in the song name. You can just name the smart folder remix. Exactly. And some people get like, I have not gotten this anal, but on occasion I have added in Composer because I know, in some cases you might want to know all the music, that Rockweiler produced. All of the music that Jay Dilla produced. Putting that little information in the Composer can go a long way. So I'm like, if you're going to do it correctly, you might as well do it correctly. I know it's going to take a long time. And I know this is an ongoing process. Like I never just start from like the top and go down. I'll start from a certain way and then I might go from the bottom up, or I might search a song and then all these other songs will pop up and I'll start to work off of that instead. Because I know it's an ongoing process. It's not going to be something that I'm going to quickly clean up immediately. But I'm trying to clean up because I want to be able to. I want to shrink my database down because it's ridiculous. First off, and I want to be able to put everything in the cloud, and then that way, all of my computers are completely synced up, which is what I'm gaming for. Okay. Rudy DJ West Thomas says, would you ever host a Christian DJ spinning Christian hip hop? Why not? If a DJ is dope, a DJ is dope. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. There are some super good religious, I'm gonna say religious, not Christian, but like religious bands out there. There was this one rock band called Flyleaf. Loved them. Great rock band. But I was listening to their music and I was like, this sounds a little Jesus-y. But they were killing it. No. And I'm like, okay, still. And then later on, like after that, it was released later on that they were a Christian band. They just didn't say anything about being a Christian band when they came out. But if you listen to their words, like actually listen to their lyrics, you could tell. But there's a lot of good Christian music out there. I don't care. If you're a dope DJ, you're a dope DJ. Okay. What time is it? Every time I say 12 o'clock, I should go. And then it's like 12:30. Yeah, I can't do it from A to Z. I do it from, I mean, I have done it from A to Z. I've done it from A to Z. I've done it from all tags without genre. And then I just go ahead and add it into there. I've done a lot, you know, but I know that in the long run, it'll be better for me. It'll be better for everybody. It'll be better for people I'm DJing for to be able to have all this stuff. Gatsby the Great. I can't imagine that whatsoever. That would be a nightmare. That's like the one of my favorite movies is High Fidelity. And he's like, how are you sorting all of these records? It's like, it's crazy. Okay. So, is there an online database where you could run your library against? Yes. So here's the thing. I thought about that too. It scares the hell out of me because of a bad experience that people had with iTunes Music Match. iTunes Music Match was a way to send all your music up. Then it would take it, supposedly put a better version down, put the stuff in the cloud, so then you could search for it in your iTunes Music. It would always be there. But it was changing people's music. And like remixes, perfect example, it was changing the names of the remixes and stuff. I can't have that. And that's the problem with being DJs. It's really hard to search for, rump shaker, clean, intro, outro. They don't know what to look for. See what I'm saying? So it gets complicated. Yeah. This right here. This is all I care about. Release date and genre. You know, but I mean, genre is a funny thing. Like all I really care about is release date. Give me release date and I'm good. I'm good to go. It's all I care about. I'll do my own genres. Okay, let's see here. Oh, let's see. Tweak Music Tips in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, 100% Tweak. I think you just got to market it. You got to market it, and deal with the backlash that always comes when you try to do something different like that. You know, that's like, it's like having a Christian Twitch channel. But I think once you start to do it and you're consistent with it, you will start to get more people that are interested in that. Especially people that are like, I want to listen to Christian music, but I don't know where I find good music. So yeah, have at it. Have fun. Mr. Convenience, I'm glad you like the 7,000. Yeah, it is a pretty good system. And I think everybody wants a Shure, ULX system, but not everybody can afford a Shure ULX system. So I will take a pretty good microphone system any day of the week. Oh, and I still have music that says purchased, protected, that I never changed over. So technically speaking, I should probably delete those because I can never DJ with them, but it's my own personal music. I don't have a iTunes for my personal music and like my production music and all those things and regular music. I'm not doing that. I have one iTunes. So sorry, I'm just going to have some of that music in my folders, and that's okay. Okay. I don't know what that means, any word about the Rain 1. I have many words about the Rain 1. I actually have 3 videos on the Rain 1, maybe 2. So head over to my Twitch channel. Mods, throw it in the chat. And yeah, and you can check out all my videos. They're all in a playlist called Terry's Gear Review, and it breaks down everything basically. Okay. Oh, Tweak. Hey, look right now, there's a whole thing. Like I'm Jewish. Like right now, if I said I'm going to play all Jewish music today, I can't imagine the backlash that I would have. Just from emotional people. Not that I'm, in Israel right now shooting rockets at people. Like I'm just a person that happens to be Jewish. But people don't see that right now. People are just they're so knee jerk. It is what it is. When Serato switches to Uncharted mode, are you talking about what are you talking about though? Which hardware? Because I have found that it's not usually Serato, but the hardware that causes the issue. So are you talking about Phase? Are you talking about the Rain 12s? Or, DVS? What are you talking about? Yeah, I didn't even see this. Yeah, DJ 2AM. I am Jewish, and my company, Check 12 Entertainment, we do about 300 to 400 bar mitzvahs a year. That's the business I'm in. So we play lots and lots of Israeli music. And Hasham Alek is it's good. It's old. It's real old. But it's a classic though. It is a classic. Okay. All right, let's see here. There is no... It defaults to continuing to play in internal mode. The lock feature is so you don't load a track into a currently playing deck. That's what the lock feature's for. Have you noticed the Pioneer S11? Okay, let's see. Have you noticed the Pioneer S11 does not have a curse sensor FX button on the mixer? So yeah, none of the mixers do. The only time they put sensors on is on controllers. They've never put a sensor on a battle mixer. As a matter of fact, it's not even on the Rain mixers either. So yeah, it's only on controllers. It would be nice though. It'd be nice. I mean, you could technically just use the reverse. The reverse works just fine too. What's your thoughts on the Technics 1200 5Gs? 5Gs are dope. I have a pair. They were my favorite. They were my favorite decks until I got the PLX 1000s. But I love the 5Gs. Love them. So I don't have that issue, DJ Pipes. When you bring it back, it goes super slow. That sounds to me like an improper reading. I've seen this happen when my needles are dirty or when it's not communicating properly through the needle. Like I got to take off my needle and put it back in and then it works properly. That's when I've seen that happen. But that's the only time. 2 times. Needle dirty, or sometimes that for whatever reason, it's just not reading the DBS through the line of the needle. So DJ Rill, the reason why is because record pools are not allowed to have old music. Record pools are only supposed to have promotional music. So if you find a record pool that has old music, it's technically breaking the law. Ddjsz, do you plan on buying the Rain 1 after you send it back? No, I'm not planning on buying anything right now because I'm broke. My DJ company hasn't gotten back to normal, so I'm still not taking a salary. So I'm not buying anything of value right now. So no. But I think the question is, would you? I'm very particular about things I buy. But right now, because of the business thing, like I bought the 1,000, both 1,000s, and then the 2 more all through the business. I've never personally spent money on it. It's always been business purchases, but because the company's the way it is right now, until we can get back to things, there will be no corporate purchases for me. Jenny Pockets, what's going on, girl? Okay. That is true, Jenny. That is true. Okay, I know. 2 more questions. But I will say this to anybody. If you are looking at the Rain 1, absolutely nothing wrong with the Rain 1. Rain 1 is a great control. Okay, I guess I'll put it this way. So I have controllers all over this place, right? And the question isn't what I buy one. The question is, what do you take out to all of your events right now? I have a DDJ 1000. I keep taking the Rain 1 every time. Every time. BSC Music Group says, is the ATEM your only source to stream with, or do you use... Okay, so you came late. Just paraphrasing. That's my streaming computer right here. This is the Goat Nation streaming computer. And then I do have the ATEM, but I don't stream with the ATEM anymore. I used to stream exclusively with the ATEM, and it's great. It's great. But now I only use it to record my YouTube videos. Mike Carbonell in the house. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, we are just about to break from here. I just want to see if there's any more. Yeah, it is crazy that Rain didn't give me one. I'm agreeing 100%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit. Because when they asked me to send it back, and I said, actually, I still have some videos I'm doing. They didn't say, we need it back. They said, okay, cool. But we're still going to have a conversation at some point that says, hey, guys, look, you value my reviews. You value all the views you're getting when I post it on IG and I post it on YouTube and people are buying it. We need to work something out. You're not paying me for my review, but giving me a product, I don't think is out of the question. Okay. Okay. I think, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's that. So, okay. DJ Dan, what's going on, man? He says, I don't trust Rain yet with moving platters. Look at the problems the 12 MK1 had. I agree. And I tell people, if you're going to buy a 12, buy the MK2. I believe that these platters, based upon the high torque and all those things, are based upon the MK2 variant. So I think you're fine with it. I think you're fine. 559 DJ Juice in the house. What's going on? It's okay, Queso. No. So, okay. So this is the thing. Where Patty, I don't want to say the name, something radio. Patty Z Radio says, I think you should be paid for your reviews. Okay. So here is the issue with being paid for reviews. To some people, it looks like they're paying you for positive reviews. DJ Chantel in the house, what's going, girl? They're paying you for positive reviews, and then therefore people won't take your reviews seriously. Now, the fact that they're sending you product should also tarnish what people feel, but that's neither here nor there. So that's why they don't pay you for reviews. I have been paid to review product for other things, not from the big guys. But I've always said, First off, I don't really care about the money. But if you send me a product, regardless, I should be able to keep the product. That's just fact. Because in reality, and this is what I'm trying to let people understand. When somebody sends me a product and I review it, the Denon Prime, they sent me the Denon Prime. I reviewed it a year ago, but we were in quarantine. I wasn't working. How could I really test out the situation? So a year later, I review it again. Do I still like it? That's the issue. If you don't give somebody a product to keep, later on, when things happen, like updates happen, or situations change, or another product comes out, and now you want to compare that product to this product, you no longer have the product. So now you're screwed. Like the S7 came, and I had to send it back. So I sent the S7 back, and somebody was like, "Hey, can you compare the Rain 70 and the S7 and S9?" And I'm just like, I can't, because I had to send it back. It would have been nice, and I'm still providing people content. Mr. Convenience, yes, they pay me for, they ship it and I return it at no cost to me. Yes, yeah. But like I'm saying, for the most part, most companies out there, they don't feel the need, and I don't have a problem if it was across the board. Like, hey, here is a new Rain 70 mixer, okay? And we want you to review it. And then they require me to send it back. But some DJ, and I'm not naming any names, but some DJ on Twitch or somebody that's got some eyes on them can receive something and not have to send it back. What's the difference? The whole point is getting eyes on your product. So if you don't want to do the review as a sponsorship, okay, that I understand, because you don't want it to seem like you're paying for the review. However, after the review is done, it should be okay, now if you want to keep it, you can keep it. And now it's a sponsorship. And now every time I post an IG post or whatever, it's more of a sponsorship than it is an actual review, because I've already done my review. So now that money doesn't matter anymore. Now it's just me preferring a product. Anyway, okay, I've vented enough here. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed. And that's why you don't send your products to be reviewed to just anybody. You have to send it to people who have a track record of being objective. And I'd like to think that's me. Okay. Dear Real, I don't disagree with you at all. I think I said that because I'm still using the product and I'm still promoting the product. So I agree. However, you can't have it both ways. You can't say this is a reviewer, but then I'm going to send this product out to this other major DJ because I know that people will watch him, and that because he's a DJ that they like that and he's using the product, they're going to naturally buy that product. There shouldn't be a difference. Yeah, and the problem is because there's not a lot of money in YouTube. So it's not like I can go, hey, this gear is great, I want to buy it. I'm never going to make enough money off the YouTube video to actually buy the thing I'm reviewing. Think about that for a minute. Okay. I never reviewed the 7000s. I've been trying to get a contact with Reloop. They're a hard company to get a relationship with. Mr. Demand, I can't answer that right now because it's been a year and I haven't really used moving heads. I still have my 250s, the 250 Duos by Chevet. I have a set of 350s, but the 250 singles are good, cheap moving head. I think they cost like 400, 450 maybe for both of them. And as long as you're not putting them on a truss where you need the light to drop completely to the bottom, they are actually good lights. But there's so many out there now. Like I'm not that guy that's like only buy Chevet. Everybody's making good lights now, and they're all getting them from China. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I agree. But if they send me out one for review, and then they send 10 out for sponsorship, but the review person has to send it back, maybe I should just be sponsored. And then I can do my review anyway. Maybe that's the trick. I'll just get sponsored by the companies. They'll send me product, and then I'll review it on my own. I think it's Murgok. Basically, on my YouTube, there is a, either you can email me on my YouTube because it goes directly to my DJ account, the Cleveland Terry account, and or you can whisper me and then we can kind of go from there, and go from there. Yeah, but here's the thing. In all honesty, so because of the fact that people send me stuff, like I always tell people, like, look, you can send me stuff. If it's cool, I'll review it. But a lot of people were like, if I send you stuff, I need you to review it. If you put that on me, I'm like, and I'm not talking about you specifically. Then I'm like, nope, I can't. I don't want your product then. Because if it sucks, I don't want to have to be able to put that in a video. You know, I'd rather not do the video. Yeah, because a lot of people on Amazon are always like, hey, we have a product for you. Could you do a review? Like, well, what? I didn't come to you. You came to me. So no, if it's good, I'll do a review. But I'm no longer doing, cheap USB microphones, or if I can find a use for something, maybe, but I'm just done. It's not worth it. You do all the work, and let's say this cheap no-name product gets, 500 views. It's not worth my time to do that video, So I have to pick and choose. It's better off. I'd be better off just literally talking out of my ass for 10 minutes about something that I think of. I'll get far more views than doing a review on some no-name product off of Amazon. That's honest facts. My thoughts videos where I'm just like, hey, you know what? Those videos do great. It's either those videos or main hardware videos. Pioneer, Rain, Denon, Virtual DJ, Record Box, Serato. Those all do good. I got an algorithm video I'm going to do next week. That's another one. That's probably going to do really well. But I can fill up the time, and my thoughts videos I can knock out in 10, 20 minutes. Those hardware reviews, that's a couple hours. I'm good. So, damn, I need to clarify this. There is an absolute difference for me from being sponsored from a product and reviewing it. So if there's a water company that I'm negotiating with to see, for them to sponsor me. All they want is for me to have the water in the video frame. Okay? That's it. I don't have to do a video on it. They're just going to sponsor my stuff. This video is sponsored by blah, blah, blah. That shit I will do till I'm blue in the face. So if Chef Boyardee is like, we want you to, I'll be like, I'm gluten-free. It's still sponsored by Chef Boyardee. All day long. DJ Stan, is that a statement or a question? Yep. This right here. This is key. This is key. You know, I know for a fact that the reason that I get the views I get is because of my integrity. That's it. Because I will tell people the honesty. I review products like I look for products when I'm reviewing to see if I want to buy something. That's how I review products. Now, of course, over time, I've gotten a little less dickheadish. I'm not as hard, and I've told people why I'm not as hard. Not because something is missing or whatever, but because most DJ gear is good. You know, so if it's bad, if something is bad, but it's not something that like most people care about, it's only bad for me. I'm gonna put it that way, and if it's not a big deal, I'm not gonna highlight it and spend 5 minutes talking about something that's not a big deal. How am I feeling about silent DJ equipment? I feel like I purchased it. I feel like it's sitting in storage right now, and at some point we will use it again. But right now, it is what it is. I think the more people start to actually have like backyard parties and stuff, like in the beginning of quarantine, we booked a lot of silent DJ parties because people needed it to be quiet. But we still own it, and it's still a profit. We've already made our money back from the purchase of the silent DJ. And that's the key with anything you buy. If you can get a return on investment in 3 to 4 rentals, bookings, whatever, then buy it. If you buy something and it takes you a year or two to get a return, don't buy it. Waste of money. Waste of money. You know, and that's how I look at business. Okay. The Twitch email is gone for right now. They've put it on pause while they work out some things. I guess what's been going on is there are people that are dual streaming. I'm dual streaming right now, but there are people that are telling people on Twitch to like go to their OnlyFans, and that goes against partner rules and affiliate rules too. So you just have to be smart about it. So I think they're going to have some sort of a tracking mechanism, or they're going to remove any type of links that go somewhere else. I think that's what they're working on. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we are good today. What is it? 12:40. 12:40. We've missed snapback. Should we raid snapback because we missed them? We only have 20 minutes left. DJ Stan, I've actually answered that question so many times. I'm probably going to post it like just in the corner of my screen here. It goes deeper than what's best. I prefer the S11 over the 72. I'll just put that in a nutshell. But I can completely understand what people who use the 72 and love the 72 love the 72. The S11 just works better for me. But the Rain 70, I prefer over the S7. So it just depends. You know who we should raid? We should raid Ddjsz Smack. We should raid Ddjsz Smack. Oh, so my subs are dope. That's a very good question. We always typically do the payment plans. Like we'll go out and spend $5,000 on a number of things, and then get on like the American Musical plan or something like that, and and we're good. Love that. Chantel says transferring my layouts from Streamlabs to OBS. It can be a pain, but I thought it wasn't so bad the last time I did that with the import export, but yeah, it does suck. He was 9 before you. Not sure how long he would be on. Oh, thank you. Okay, good to know. I want to raid someone. I'm following DJ Eaton. Who's DJ Eaton? I have to listen to. I can't play it or else it'll demonetize me. Hold on. All right, because we're at the tail end of Snapback, let's raid. I don't know. You think if I don't raid Snapback, Paris is gonna be pissed off at me? Because I'm looking at DJ Eaton right now, and he's got 4 viewers, I should say. So I think we should raid DJ Eaton. I don't even know who he is. I'm following him. He popped up in my stream here. Yep. Thanks for the beds, Murder Man. Appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to set this up. And hopefully this works. DJ E10. Let's see if he pops up. Okay. Set up this raid. Hopefully my raid works. It's been acting stupid lately. Tomorrow, I have to go back to Arizona. Back to Arizona for a grad night. I'll talk about that in maybe next time on Monday. But yeah. So anybody that wants me to review stuff, you can whisper me or email me, go to my YouTube, and there's a contact in the YouTube, and then just send me the stuff and we'll go from there. I mean, I'm fair. If something's dope and I think there's a place for me to talk about it, I love talking about those things. I love talking about dope things, just not the same old. And it's probably limiting the amount of videos I produce, but I'm not at that level anymore where I need to produce over and over again because now people are expecting a certain level of quality, and I'm expecting a certain level of quality when I put stuff out. So, yeah, I got to make sure. Anyway, guys, so tomorrow, I'll be in Arizona. I might live stream maybe. Saturday, I'm not live streaming on that one because that's somebody superstar and they won't let me. But then I'll be back on Monday. Haven't figured out who's on the show just yet. But Wednesday, we got Nick Spinelli on the show. See you soon, y'all. Peace out.